Hey guys, welcome back to Boosted Gaming. So today I have a brand new build video for you. This one's also based off the Memento Backpack build number 2. However, may I warn you, this is a hybrid build. All right, so we're bridging the gap. Bridging the gap. That doesn't look right. Bridging the gap. Whatever. Anyway, guys, we're bridging the gap. All right, we're bringing yellows and blues and reds together in harmony. Well, we're gonna try anyway. But anyway, guys, this is a fantastic build. Again, the Memento Backpack makes it all worth it. You know what? Let's just jump into the video, guys. I'm not gonna bore you with a long intro. Just roll a clip. Alright guys, diving into this build here. This is the Memento Backpack Hybrid build. As you can see here, we've led off with the Technician as the specialization, primarily because, one, it brings an additional skill tier, which is what we're going to need for this hybrid build, because we're not building in just yellows, we're building into red and blues as well. And then it also brings with it 10% skill damage. It also brings an EMP grenade, so as you're going up against certain enemies, like the Black Tusk, you could potentially disable their stuff, and it's going to give you that much more time to knock out dogs, Johnny Fives, etc. Getting to the actual first piece here, this is the SIG 556. Decent weapon roll, decent health roll, decent damage to out of cover roll. The main thing we have here is In Sync, which is going to grant us additional skill damage when we hit enemies, as well as additional weapon damage when using a skill or damaging an enemy with a skill. And then if you have both of those active, it's actually going to be doubles for both. So In Sync for any skill build is awesome. Also, you'll see that we are running the Resolute. So the Resolute is bringing with it a good rifle roll, good critical hit damage roll, brings rate of fire, which we really don't need or care about, but it's also got Future Perfect, where weapon kills grant 1 additional skill tier for 15 seconds, and it stacks up to 3 times. Weapon kills at skill tier 6 grant overcharge for 15 seconds. So that's the nice thing, is it's trying to proc overcharge for us, okay? And then obviously you see here we have the Card TDI custom pistol with the 1 skill tier, and this is also rolled with In Sync. So if we are using the pistol, let's say doing a heroic mission or legendary, and we've got directives on, well, our pistol is also going to be proccing that additional skill damage for us. So just popping off shots with your pistol, having your skills out, you're going to be doing that much more damage. Getting into the actual gear pieces themselves, you'll see here we start off with a Wyvern Mask. The one piece Wyvern brings with it 10% skill damage. You can see this has an attribute of 12% skill haste, 10% skill damage, and then obviously a skill haste mod in it. So not a bad mask. Very good rolls overall. You'll see that our chest piece here is a 1-piece Hannah U. Alright. And this is piece 1 of 2. So the Hannah U brings pretty nice things with it. So it brings skill haste for a 1-piece, skill damage for the 2-piece. You can see this one here has hazard on it rolled. It also has status effects, skill haste. Biggest thing was the fact that it's got kinetic momentum that we rolled. Now, I would love to see this hazard protection gone in favor of some skill damage, and maybe that status effect gone in place of some skill haste, or at least skill damage. That's ultimately what I would like to see on this. So I will be farming for a better chest in the future. But anyway, the main thing we have here is the talent, Kinetic Momentum. When in combat, each skill generates a stack while active or not on cooldown, and stacks increase your total skill damage by 1% and total skill repair by 2, up to 15 stacks per skill, and lost when it goes on cooldown. So while your skills are up and Kinetic Momentum, you're in combat, Kinetic Momentum is going to build till it hits 15 stacks. And it'll maintain that 15 stacks the entire fight. So doesn't matter what skill it is, doesn't matter what it is. So like if you have your drone will be carrying with it an additional 15% skill damage the length of its duration. which is really nice. You can see here that on our holster, we jumped over to a Fenris just to give ourselves a little bit more AR damage. This is also rolled max weapon damage. You can see this also has skill damage on it and repair skills. I would much rather see something other than repair skills in the slot. Like a skill haste would be nice. So we might change the holster kind of going forward. But as you can see, we've got 2 good attributes. The third one, not so much for this build. Getting into our knee pads here, this is our second piece of Hannah U, which unlocks that 10% skill damage we talked about earlier. You can see here this one actually rolled with max skill haste, and this also has a max skill damage roll that we rolled into it. Getting to our gloves here, it's a Gila Guard set, so we have a 1-piece brand bonus of 5% total armor. That brings our total armor to 1.1 million, with our health being around 330k. So you can see this has a max armor roll, this has max skill haste and skill damage rolled into it as well. And then we get into our final piece here, and this is the fun piece. This is what kind of makes or breaks the builds, right? This is the Memento Backpack. This one here rolled fairly well. It's got 14.5 weapon damage. It's got 164,000 armor. It's got a skill tier on it. So that's what's nice about this. It allows you to have these hybrid builds. So you gain the 2 reds, you've got the 2 blues, and you've got the 4 yellows on your gear, 5 when you include the pistol, 6 when you include your specialization. All right, and then the nice thing that this has, and unfortunately we're not taking full advantage of the Memento Backpack, even with this hybrid build, because we're not charging forward, so we're not taking full advantage of the talent. So I wish they would change the talent just a little bit to kind of allow these hybrid builds to be more viable. But nevertheless, I have used it for 1 or 2 reasons, and I'll explain that in a second. But the talent that it comes with is called Kill Confirmed. Enemies you kill will drop a trophy on death. Collecting the trophies provides both a short and long-term buff, first of which scales with the number of core attributes equipped and lasts 10 seconds. So as you can see here, we have 2 reds, so we would get 10% additional weapon damage. We have 2 blues, so we would get 20% bonus armor. And we have 4 yellows, so you would get us 20% skill efficiency. And then for every trophy collected, you gain an additional 1% weapon damage, 1% skill efficiency, and 0.1% armor regen for 300 seconds. So that's your long-term buff. But let me tell you, so the backpack is a good backpack for certain builds, but because you can't collect these trophies unless you come out from behind cover, if you are playing with this type of a build where it's a hybrid kind of skill build, you're not really going to grab those trophies. So you're not taking advantage of that weapon damage or the armor. But if you are playing, let's say, heroic, you got directives on, like no armor regen, right? Or you've got, you're in the summit and you've got no armor regen. That's when you're taking advantage of every time you collect a trophy, you're going to regen that armor. And that's kind of what I've been using it as. I've allowed it to kind of allow me to not only have skill damage, but as well as weapon damage, which is why you see I'm sitting at about 91,000 for my AR. And I've got just the 2 reds, so I can still hit pretty decently with my AR, but again, it's primarily skill based, right? And then we also have survivability. We have the armor, so the backpack allows us to have these things, but at the same time, we're not taking full advantage. I will, however, have another build video coming out on the Memento Backpack that hopefully takes more advantage of these. But for now, guys, that's it for this video. I hope you liked what you saw. Hopefully you guys are coming up with some sick builds for these Memento Backpacks. They're decent pieces of gear, but unless they're utilized in certain builds for certain play styles, you're not taking full advantage of their overall benefit. But I am intrigued to see what everybody kind of comes up with. If you guys have any thoughts as to what you think I should change, please drop it down in the comments down below. Check out the TSW Discord, which will be linked down below as well. That's where you can find me, as well as a huge, awesome community of almost 10,000 members. Always willing to help out on the Division or multiple other games. But guys, I'll check you guys in the next video, so make sure you hit that like button, hit that sub button, share this page with your friends, and I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.
decent level, and then I got it a while ago and I was right down the bottom again, like 10 or something.
I got no
The
notification.
thing you update is every set progression.